This is Sebastian Bach, the original voice of Skid Row, and I have a new record out on tomorrow, May
Tomorrow.
10th.
How's
Yeah, tomorrow, dude.
that?
It's called Child Within the Man, and it's produced by Elvis Basquet, mastered by Robert Ludwig. The first single, What Do I Got to Lose, is already over 1,200,000 views on YouTube. So people really are responding to that song for sure. And we got another video out called Everybody Bleeds, and we're about to release one for Hold On to the Dream. And this is a heavy metal, hard rock, melodic album where I use all the sounds of my voice, the ballad sounds, the rough screaming sounds, the clean soaring tones. I'm very proud of the vocals and the songs on this record for sure.
For sure. Well, I can tell you, I had to listen to it last night and again this morning, and you haven't lost any of your vocal range, bro, over the years. You know, like I yell at my children and my voice cracks, but you've still got it going on, brother.
Oh well, I warm up all the time and do these scales that I've been doing since the year 1988, believe it or not.
Wow.
And so I just keep it going, but it's not easy. And you got to know how to do it, or you will lose it. Use it or lose it.
Like, I got a friend who's a singer in the band, and he swears by Stone's ginger beer. Like he drinks it, he calls it neck oil, but he'll drink that straight. He reckons.
When I drink beer, I feel like I'm renting it because I'm always going to take a piss when I'm drinking beer.
Yes, I know that feeling.
I know that feeling.
And so the press release calls Child Within the Man your most unapologetic and undeniable offering yet. It's a big call, bro, because you've had some great albums. Would you agree?
Well, I think this album is different because it's the first solo record I have where I've got a full team of people helping me. So they're keeping me really busy doing interviews. And yesterday I spent all day autographing album flats that you're going to be able to get in record stores, hopefully in Australia. I don't know. But I have like a whole international team of people that are helping me. So I think that makes it undeniable. The fact that they got me back into radio here in America is insane to me because I didn't know that was still possible. I always hoped it was, but you always get labeled 80s or hair band, and you think that a programmer won't play somebody with that label. But I am happy to say that does not apply to me. Thank you very much.
Neither it fucking should, buddy. Neither it should.
It's just real. It feels incredible to have a song playing on the radio in 2024. It feels astonishing. So that's really good.
Congratulations, man. Like as we said, you've released a lot of albums in your career now, mate. So by now, do you have a set routine or process for each new album, or do you approach everyone differently?
My routine is I'm always jotting down ideas for lyrics. I'm always coming up with like titles. That'd be a good title for a song. And I always put it in my file on my phone or write it down or keep track of it somehow. And then I have a lot of guitar player friends and I collect riffs. All I need is a riff, like the beginning of Everybody Bleeds. As soon as I heard that, I go, there you go. There's a riff. And once I have like 12 demos or 10 or even 8, it's time to start think about making an album. That's it. It's pretty simple, but it takes a long time for me to get to the point where I love it enough that I want to put my name on it and do interviews about it and put it out in public. Like that takes a long time to get to that point. Yeah.
Speaking of the song Everybody Bleeds, mate, it opens the album. Like, it might just be me here, I don't know, but when I started listening to it, like it starts really soft rockish, and I'm sitting there thinking, fuck, don't tell me Sebastian's gone down this road as well. And bang, all of a sudden the drums and guitar kick in, and it's like,
Yeah.
why did I ever fucking doubt him? Like,
What?
was that the intent to open it with something like that?
I think you're thinking of the song "Hold On to the Dream."
I did. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the one that starts off soft. That song is a tribute to the classic metal of the 70s, like that all the songs that start out soft and then hit you over the head like with a club. I'm talking about like Children of the Sea, Sign of the Southern Cross, Beyond the Realms of Death. Um, those songs all have these beautiful, sweet intros, and then fucking bang, man. Fuck.
I love it.
And you don't see it coming. You're like, oh man, this is gonna be, and this is like Air Supply. And then but I gotta tell you though, I do like singing in the ballad style. I've always liked that. Like I Remember You and 18 in Life, and so when I hear that ballad sound, I do like it, but I always loved a song that starts out sweet and then turns totally evil. Like I like that. That's probably my favorite song on this record. And yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I've got to tell you, bro, like most of the times, because I review a lot of albums as well, and I call them the choking ballad on albums. Like bands have got to have a choke one. And I usually cringe. It's like, fuck, I don't want to hear another one. But when your albums come out, I actually look forward to hearing the ballad because you put so much into them. So,
wow. Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
The
song To Live Again is the last song on the record, and that's the big, huge ballad that I wrote with Miles Kennedy, who I also wrote the first single with. So, and this ballad, my wife and a couple other interviewers said it reminded me like of a Broadway song, and I wasn't trying to do that, but I was on Broadway, so maybe that was an influence. But to me, it sounds like a European football, rugby chant, like those those kind of football chants or rugby. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
We could have rugby meets Broadway, mate. There's your next
rugby. There's the title of your article. So, rugby meets Broadway.
Oh, excellent! And you've been listed some pretty awesome guest musicians as well, mate. You got John Five, who returns for the third time. There's Steve Stevens and Orianthi, mate. Like each contribute to a different song. So can you tell us a bit about each of those songs and what they actually bring to it?
Well, I suppose we should start with Orianthi because she's from Australia. So there's an interest right there. This is a collaboration of Orianthi and myself. And I really have told the record company that if we do another video, that's got to be the song, because there's something about that chorus that won't leave my head, dude. I walk around the house and I'm constantly humming it. And when that happens, it tells me that's a good song to put out.
That's a good logic.
Yeah. And I love Orianthi's lead guitar solo in that song. And the lead part is so cool. Every time I hear it, it fucking rocks my world. And I really want to do a video for that as a tribute to the women of the world and have her star in the video.
Good idea.
So hopefully I can make that happen. And then John 5, as you said, it's our third album in a row. And the song we did, Freedom, on this album is kind of a tribute to the cowbell, my favorite instrument. That's my favorite instrument.
How could it not?
I love the cowbell. And then Steve Stevens comes along for a song called F.U. And to me, that song sounds like Deep Purple on steroids.
In this day and age, I could only just picture it.
Yeah.
And I notice there's no song on the album called "Child Within the Man-Made," which suggests that the title's got a bit more significance to you.
Well, that's a line from the song Everybody Bleeds, which is the first song on the album. And there's a video out that you can watch for that. And I'm a dad. I don't know about you, Chris,
I'm a
but
dad
I'm a
twice
dad.
over, brother. I got two beautiful
Well,
girls, 8 and 9.
well, there you go. Congratulations. And as a dad, I'm constantly haunted by what is this planet going to be like for our kids to live on after we're gone 75 years from now. What are we leaving behind to our kids? And I always think about that. Always. I'm like, are they going to have to live underground? Are they going to go to the moon? Are they going to I mean, I don't have any idea, man.
It's scary, isn't it?
So so that line, child within the man, and the video is about me watching the news, and it's me losing my home in Hurricane Irene. And that's actual real footage of my
Wow.
house underwater. And I know you guys in Australia have had horrendous flooding and fires, and I see it on the news. It's fucking terrible what you guys are going through. And how can you not think about that? How can you not write about that? I mean, I have to write about things that mean something to me. And my kids mean everything to me. And that video also is like me watching the news, and I get so disgusted with all the misery that I just turn it off and I pick up my album and put it on and start rocking out and fuck the news.
Oh, there's your new T-shirt, brother. Fuck the news.
Yeah, that would be a good t-shirt.
Fucking hate it, man. I want to ask you about the album artwork too, bro, which is actually made up of two paintings from your late father. Like, must be a massive source of pride for you and your family to honor his memory by. But like, I know you've done it with a couple albums in the past, but every time, mate, it must just get you there.
It's really an album cover from heaven, like literally, because my dad did it and he's not alive. And staring at your background, it looks incredible. Like I'm looking at your fucking screen with you're right in the middle of the cross of Jesus. The car is like behind you, and I'm running beside. It looks incredible. It looks like in America, like in Southern California, there's a tradition among Latin Americans when somebody dies, they make these graffiti murals like on the side of a road fence or a wall, and somebody said that's what that reminds me of, like when they paint like the tribute to people that are no longer with us. But yeah, man, it was my project to see if I could make a record that felt like it came out in the 70s, because that's what I like to collect, like Rose Tattoo, AC/DC, Aerosmith, Rush, all those era bands. And I tried to make the music sound like that. And the album cover is from 78 when I was 10 years old. So I couldn't have tried harder to make something that came from that era.
No. So did you actually write the album with that painting in mind, or was it sort of more of a subconscious thing?
No, I did not.
That's
I
amazing.
live in Las Vegas, where it gets extremely hot, like Australia does, in the summertime. And I knew I had my dad's original subhuman race painting in my storage, and I knew I had to get it out of there and preserve it because it's too hot in Vegas. So I went and got the painting out of storage. I unrolled it in my living room, and underneath the subhuman race painting was this painting that my dad did in 78, and I had forgotten about it. And he also did a painting of me from Circus Magazine in 89 of me on stage with Skid Row on stage in Giant Stadium. And that was on the wall while I unrolled the child painting. And I realized child within the man, there it is. And
What?
that's the line from the song. And it was like from heaven. It was like a lightning bolt came through the ceiling and said, "Here's your album cover, dude." And so I put them two together like peanut butter and chocolate. Who knew? Who knew?
Your dad's up there having a beer with Lemmy right now, mate, going, that's my
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, that's right. He's going, "Look at my fucking album cover all over the world."
That's
But
fucking
nobody would have ever seen it, man. And that makes me so proud, man. Like, wow, wow, wow. To turn a painting from 78 that was rolled up in storage for decades, and now it's in every record store around the world. It's your background on your laptop in Australia. Like, right on, man.
I don't know if you can see it for that, man, but you've given me goosebumps. Like that's fucking amazing.
That is fucking amazing. And I can't wait to make it my background on my Zoom.
But if you get stuck, let me know, mate. I'll give you a few pointers.
Thank you, dude.
No
Thank you.
worries. So you're currently on the road with your What Do I Got to Lose tour, which started on an 80s rock cruise out of Florida on February 29th. Going to take you through Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Mexico, Latin America, and the US before winding up in San Diego on June 28th, mate. Like, that's a hell of a lot of shows. How do you do it?
How do I do it? Well, it's what I do. You
Yeah,
know,
but
like,
that's still overtime, bro. That's a lot of shows.
well, I come from a time in our first tour in the USA in 1989. We did 31 shows in 29 days once, and that's doing 2 shows a day, a couple of days where we opened up for Bon Jovi, and then later that night we would headline a club in Skid Row. So that was so much a trial by fire that's what I know how to do, you know. And some of these kids that try to take my place
Good luck.
and fall by the wayside, it's like, you know, there's things that you learn doing 31 shows in 29 nights that you don't learn other than just by doing it. Like I mean, you might think you can do it, but good luck. Good on you. Good on you. Go for it. Don't have a crack. don't hurt yourself.
Sweet as. And how about Australia, mate? Are we in your sights for later this year, perhaps?
Absolutely. You know, I have a very special relationship with Australia, and I always have. And there was a period around 2010 or 2007. There was a time when I did like 3 tours in 4 years of Australia. Like, it was amazing. Like, I even played like Canberra and all these tiny little towns. And you know what my goal is in Australia? Like, I remember one time I was over there on tour recently, and I saw in the paper, I thought I was doing a good tour. And then I saw Pink's tour. I saw her fucking tour. I go, what the fuck? She did like 2 months, like 30 cities there. And I know for a fact that people know me in more than Melbourne, Sydney, Perth. I know they do, because it's a fact. And I want to play Wollongong and all the other places, like the out of the way. I want to go everywhere that Pink goes. I don't want to fling myself around on the wires like a circus.
I could just see you in a tutu and tights on there. Wire, mate.
I think I'm too big, dude. I'm too big a bloke, as you would say. But I do think I could do a very extensive tour of Australia, and I would love to do that. I know after all my years of rocking in Australia, I know for a fact that they know me in all the cities, not just a handful of cities.
Fuck yeah, my man. All right, Sebastian, well, that's our time up for the day, mate, but it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you. Child Within the Man is out May the 10th, which will be tomorrow by the time this comes out, and it's everything you'd expect from Sebastian and more, mate, so congratulations.
Beautiful. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Australia, for 35 years of Bach and roll. Enjoy the new record. But should I say the first 35 years? The
Yeah,
first.
that's insinuating you got another 35 in you, bro. Like I know you're
Well,
a Superman, but that's a bit of a big stretch.
hey man, if Jimmy Barnes from Cold Chisel and if Angry Anderson and Jimmy Barnes are still rocking, I'm just a little baby. I'm like I just got started compared to those guys.
Still got your baby teeth compared to them, bro.
That's right, dude.
All
All right,
right,
man.
Sebastian, enjoy the rest of your day, mate. We'll see you when you come out here.
Thank you, Chris. Great talking to you, brother.
You too, my friend.